I do have some notes on Scott Boras. Scott, your people are listening. If you think that Skubal is going to get 600, 700 million dollars, 800 million dollars, let me tell you a story. This is a story about collective bargaining. This is a story about teams not wanting to reward you for your inability to actually properly market your players. This is a story about your players who actually get worse deals because you represent them. This is a story about a league that keeps track of everything you say and to who you say it. Yes, it is true that Skubal of the Tigers has one more year before free agency. Yes, it is true that he could walk at the end of next year and the Tigers could be left with nothing. Yes, it's also true the Tigers could trade him. Why is it that John Heyman reported that the Tigers and Skubal are far apart? Why is it that there's a report that they're 200 million apart, 300 million apart, 250 million apart, not 250 million apart, getting 850, not getting 850? What's happening there? Here's what's happening. Tarik Skubal is going to play next year at 29 years old. He will then be a free agent at 30 years old. Say what you want about him as a left side, throwing 101 and being a multi-Cy Young Award winner. He's going to win it again this year. The number of teams who are going to be willing to pay for the past versus paying for the future has gone down, Mr. Boras, and you know it. You have a problem because you can't come close to what Yamamoto got, and you're not going to. You're not getting 12 years for Skubal. You're not getting 10 years for Skubal. Will someone out there give him a 7-year deal out through age 37? Maybe. You think at most that you could get Ohtani's number of $46 million a year? Let's round it up to say 50 a year for 7 years. That's $350 million. Forget taking the under on getting $850 million. Forget taking the under on getting 10 years. There's no way that Skubal gets more than $350 million, and that will be an overpay, definitionally. Why is Scott Boras starting with the leaks, starting with the rumors about Skubal now? He's got a year to go. Why? Because what the Tigers are doing, if they're smart, the Tigers are speaking to Skubal. If they want, they can call Boras. They're trying to say, is there any deal that you would sign prior to free agency? When you choose Scott Boras as your agent, the answer is absolutely none unless you overpay to the point of night sweats. And an overpay means a record deal. Scott Boras will take nothing under a record deal in years and in average annual value because he is telling teams, of all the players I've ever had, I used to tell you it was Garrett Cole. Boy, was I wrong. I used to tell you that it was Steven Strasburg. Boy, was I wrong. The best player I've ever seen, Tarik Skubal. The best pitcher. You want to make a difference? You want to win a World Series? Look what the Dodgers are doing. You've got to have Skubal. Attention, octogenarians. This is the pitcher you want. Make your bids now. But he's not a free agent. Make your bids now. The Detroit Tigers trying to figure out, hey, will you sign? What do you think Boras is saying? He's saying no, but hold on. Let me just get an idea of where the other teams are. No, I'm not allowed to do that, but just give me 1 second. I'll be right back to you. Hey, owner of the Yankees. Hal, let me tell you something, Hal. Let me tell you something. You want to know why you haven't won number 28? You want to know why you haven't? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because you don't have Skubal. You put Skubal in that rotation, and you are dominant. Skubal and Judge together, woo-wee. All right. John Henry, do you have any idea? You got to beat the Yankees. The Yankees stink. Cole's getting old. Rodani's got problems with his elbow. He's finished. You talk about your great young team. Put Skubal in that rotation, and you'll say goodbye to the Yankees and Blue Jays. I can promise you that. Ooh-wee. Artie, you're going to take that from the Dodgers? You're going to be a second-class citizen? Come on. 12 years. $750 million. Of course you do that. To win a ring, you're going to make more than that in team appreciation. All you have to do is read Forbes and read all of the crap that's put out there about percentage of revenue and payroll. Come on, Artie. Hold on one second. I'm getting another call. Tommy, I don't know how long Trump's going to be president, but let me tell you, one World Series in 16, that is NE, baby. That is not enough. You want to do something in the Central Division. You want to be the dominant force. You want to finally get separation between you and those guys up 94. Skubal's your guy. Sorry, hold on. I'm getting a call. Is it Stu? This is the number I have for Stu. Oh, it's the new owner of Tampa. Oh, you got a new stadium coming. You want to open that stadium. You need the best. You need money for the ballpark? All right, bye. That's what Boris is doing. He's seeing what's out there. It's absolutely outrageous. What do you think's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you. Tigers are not going to sign him long term. The Tigers are not going to trade him. They're going to go into the season and they're going to try to win. A.J. Hinch and his group are going to try to win next year. And if he walks, he walks, he walks. Try to win. Why wouldn't you in the American League Central try to win? Meanwhile, Boris is going to be thinking to himself, should I try to get a deal done before a lockout? Should I try to get a deal done before a work stoppage? Maybe I do a deal right now with the Tigers, take a little discount, but get a lot of upfront money because all they got to do is sell a few extra pizzas and maybe harass a few extra people in the front office. If I just do that, maybe that's the right move. Nope, Skubal's not going to sign. I wonder whether one of the calls he would make would be to Larry Baer of the Giants. I know that you guys spend a lot of money, but man, you're being left behind by those Dodgers. Your ballpark's getting old. You better get winners in, and you're not winning any games.